Hi guys, in this video we are going to learn to make a simple calculator. You may have seen the videos in which the calculator has been developed, but exactly what we are going to use and why exactly we are going to make a calculator application. The idea behind is that suppose that in future scenario you are going to make some application in which you need to require some financial calculations or some mathematical calculations. So I hope this video will help you out to understand how to do some calculations, or for example you are creating some loan application or some other EMI application. There are various kind of mathematical applications you can create, and this can be very helpful for you to create the application. So starting here, first of all what we are going to do, we are going to open our build.gradle module file and we are going to implement one library, and with the help of that we will be implementing. So I will implement the library here, net dot object hunter colon exp 4j colon 0 4 0.4.4. After doing that, just simply sync it. Once the Gradle is being synced, the next stage is that how we are going to make a simple layout of the calculator, how the numbers and everything will be looking out. So once the Gradle is being synced only, it is better to proceed further. So I can meanwhile go here, and to make these things to work properly, you have to be converting the layout into the different sections. So what I'm going to do, I will convert into some another layout. And for converting the layout, you can simply click on convert view and you can click here and you can use the relative layout. So as you see the code section, we have already been there into the relative layout. Now I'll delete this extra things, and first of all what we are going to have, we are going to have on the top bar here where whatever the expression whatever the numbers and you are going to be entering like from the calculator, it will be displayed here. So I'm going to make a text view. That ID we can put it as like a match parent and wrap content, and we will give one ID Android colon ID, and I will put that like exp, or we can put it as a TV expression, whatever the expression is that, or anything you can put it, or you can put it as output. So I'll put it as an output, and first of all I will close it and I will proceed further inside this. So what we have to do is that we have to make it to some in a way so that it should be on the top. So we are going to put it Android colon layout align parent top. Okay, so align parent top to be true, so it will be on the top. Okay, and then we are going to put center horizontal, so Android colon layout underscore central horizontal, that has to be true. And then we are going to put the gravity, that also you want to put it into the section into between on only. So I will put it as a right, so means whatever the text will be there, it will be going on to the center vertical, and it will show the text on the right side from starting. And the maximum length I'm allowing for is to be some specific colon max length like 16, or I will around 18. Okay, and I want to put some padding so it look little bit better. Android padding, I will put it like 12 as a padding dp, and then I will apply like some text appearance or text size. What I want to put it as Android text size, I will just put it as like a 28 sp. You are using font text size, so you have to use that, and any font you can use it, that's up to you. Otherwise you can use the default font. Now the first section, of once you have done it, it will be here on the top, as you can see it's showing here. Now we are going to put some numbers, so that putting in the numbers we are going to use the concept of the linear layout. So linear layout is used for displaying the content in a two ways, that is first is into the horizontal, second is for the vertical. So the horizontal if you are using at that time there is a different scenario, but by default actually the linear layout is horizontal only. So we are using here vertical method so that we can show our numbers. So I will put it as a linear layout match parent, and then I will put it as a match parent fully completely, and then I will just close it. Now in this linear layout we are going to put it the things. So first of all I will put it as some Android orientation. We have to put it as a vertical, and I will put it as some screen for it here so that it will be easy for us to understand. Okay, I am just don't require here some ID, and now I will put it here in a way so that all things will be coming into very proper way. Okay, and what we are using actually relative layout, so I am putting in this linear layout to be below this output layer. So Android, because relative layout goes into the relatively way, so I will put it Android layout underscore below. So below if of what, this one. Okay, so now if you see whatever the layout is just below of it, if you not put below it will capture all the area. Now in this thing we are going to create one another layout, and we will show here the horizontal button. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are going to create one linear layout, and in this we will put the match parent, and the height we are going to put as a 0 dp, or you can put it 0 dp, so we can simply put it, and Android weight we are putting Android layout weight to be equals to 1, and we will close this. In this linear layout we will have 3 buttons. Let's see how we are going to put the buttons. So button, I will put the button as width to be 0 dp. Why I am putting as a 0 dp? So that each button can have their specific size, otherwise there will be different size, and the height should be the match parent. And then I will put it as a Android layout weight, which you can copy from here simply, and I will put it here weight, and I will close it so that it should not show us error and makes us confused. And the text on this will be, we will start with the about the numbers, either we can 7, 8, 9 or whatever the number you would like to put. I will put it is into the Android text as 7, and whatever the text size is, Android text size, I will just copy from here, and then I will put it here Android text size. So this is our button. Any background color you would like to put, you can simply put it here. Right now is showing as a 7, but we will put more buttons, and then we will see. We will have to give the ID also of it. So with the help of ID only we can proceed. So what is this? Button 7. I just gave the ID here, and I will put more buttons here. Copy, copy. So we have button 7. Now we will put it button 8, and we are going to put as button 9. Like this we are going to simply put the buttons, and one more button we are going to use as a forward slash. Then we can see that button divide. Okay, we are going to put as a button divide. So better use the camel case, and I'm going to put here text like this, forward slash. Here is button 9, so I'll put number 9. Here is button 8, so I'm going to put button 8, and it is 7. So as you can see here, these are the 3 buttons available already here, which is taking the space over here. So now next section what we are going to do is, we are going to make one more layout under this thing. Okay, I will just do Control Alt L, so it will be properly formatted, and then we will do one more, and then I will just copy completely code here exactly, and then put it over here. Now I can change the numbers. Now the next section is that once we have already this till 9, we are going to put some other more numbers. Like I want to give it here like 9 is there already, so we can put it like 4, and here also we will put it 4, and then here I will put it as a 5, and then again I will put it as a 5, and again I will put it as a 6 here, and then I will put it as a 6 here, and then we will have a multiplication sign. this one, and we will put it as a multiply. Now if you may see how does it actually started looking. So we'll again copy this complete section and we are going to put it down here, and we have already seen the numbers. Now we will put it as a button 1, and then we will button, and here also don't forget to put the text 1, button 2, okay, and then here also the number 2, and then button 3, and then I will also put it button 3, and we have multiplication. Now we will have a subtraction, so we will put it here as a subtraction, button subtract, okay, and I will put it here as a minus sign. Now after doing that, what's the next thing is that we are going to use some 0 or some point and cancel, where we are going to delete, as you have seen in the calculator. So again I will copy it here, then I will press it over here, and what we are having actually here, then next stage is for our button dot, means like button, we can put it as a dot, or we will put it as simply here dot, this dot. So if you have some expressions which is having like a float numbers like in decimal values, we can simply do it, and then we will put it as a button 0, and then I will put it as a 0 here. The same thing is that we are going to use button cancel, and then we will put it here cancel, up to you, okay, and then we have a button plus, okay. So we are going to use button add. With the help of this button add, we can simply complete our section. So button add is here, and then I will use the plus sign here. So if you may see it here, how does it actually started looking here. I will remove this cancel completely so that you can simply see it, as you can see here. Now we have these backgrounds, we can change these background colors into different colors. We can see it how to, we can simply do that. We will see that, okay. Now after doing that, we have a equals, where we will see the equal sign. So I will just put it here. I will take one button from here, just copy it here, and then put it here, and then I will put it as a button equal. After doing that, button equal, we are having a match parent option. The width we can put it as a match parent, the completely parent it will take it, and the height we are going to put it as a 0 dp, so it takes the completely equal, and then I will put it as a equal this sign dp, we have to put it as a 0 dp. So if you see it here, it looks like that. I want to change the colors, so what I can do, I will simply go to the values section, colors, and we have some teal colors. This colors I can use purple section, or I will use this teal color. So for doing the changes in the colors of the button, we can simply go it here, and I will put it as like Android background tint @color / teal 200. So let's see what color is coming over here, like this color. Okay, that's nice. So I'll just put this same teal color everywhere to make it look different. Just copy paste the same color. Always define your color into the color XML, so it becomes easy for you to use the universal color everywhere in every section. Then I will just come here. You have to do it fast. So once it is closed, okay, done, and then we are on this page. You can add it into any line, that's not a big issue. After this, we are going to use our main thing where we are going to do the calculation. So now you can see it here. How does our application look? So if you want to run it, meanwhile application is doing is, we will just try to see how does it actually looks. So once we see that how exactly looks like, then we can get to know. Either one more things you can do is that we have this text view. By default you can put it here into the text view. I want to put it some simple text here. As the Gradle is running, let me hold it for a while. While Gradle is running, if we do some operations, that will create a trouble for us to do the calculation. Now the next section is our coding. That coding will help us to proceed further. means we will do all the calculation here. So that will only make it to go further. So meanwhile, we go to the Java file and we will change the color here for that. And once we are on the Java file, we will have some basic activity available here, some basic codes. What we are going to do is we are using some very simple concept of that, where we can simply make it the application to be easily accessible, and you can usually calculate the expressions, and that will be very helpful for you to understand the concept of behind that. So in a shorter way we can simply do it. Now that is trying to install it. Okay, meanwhile is installing. First of all, we are going to create the get the IDs of all the numeric buttons. As you can see it here is showing all this equal and everything. So here it is not having any value, so means like I want to show some color, something. So I want to put Android text. Okay, I can put it as like a 0 or something. So something user should know, yeah, something has to happen here. Or if I want to put some border or something, that we can see that simple way. Okay, now first of all, into the Java file, what we are going to put it here, we are going to create the IDs of it. So we are going to use private int array. We are going to use the concept of here of array, all numeric buttons. Okay, so how we are going to define the IDs? Simple, into the curly bracket r dot id dot button 0. Okay, like this we are going to define for all. So simple, you just copy paste. I'll just close this so we can have a space of it here. So with the help of this button 0, we will have to put it as a comma, so not to worry. Button, what would be happening, button 1. Okay, and then we will have a ID of it here. I'll just simply delete it here. Okay, so it will become easy. So r dot id dot button 2. I will just take one more copy here, it's become easy, and I will name it as a 3, and then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, and then button 9. I have here extra, so I'll just remove it. After doing this button 1 to do, then now this is our main button, where we are going to the numeric buttons ID. We have defined it here. Now we are going to define the IDs of the operating buttons, means which will do the calculation. So I will again define it, int equals to, where I will put this ID of it, operate buttons. I'll put it ID like this, r dot id dot button add, and same thing we are going to put it here. What ID we have defined it here, button divide, and then button subtract, button multiply. So we have defined the IDs. Now the text view which we have here, we have double commas over here, we have to be careful with that. Okay, so these errors are gone. Now we have to define the text view first, where the output will come. So we are going to define the output here. So we will implement like text view equals to TV. We can simply take it as exactly output. Okay, and then semicolon and close it. And then we are going to have the represent whether the lastly, we have to check it out. First thing that we check it whether the last pressed key is a numeric number or not. So for that we are going to check it as private boolean last numeric. Okay, after that we have to check it that if there is any error or something is there, so we have to verify that also. So we will check it as a boolean. And if there is something like we are already pressing some dots, suppose that we are doing some decimal values, we are already having some dot values or not. So what we are going to do, we are going to check it that as well. So press boolean and then we put last dot. Okay, we'll simply do that. Going ahead, what we are going to do, we are first of all we are checking about that output value. So TV output equals to find view by ID r dot id dot TV output, and then semicolon, done. And then checking out the click listener on that numeric buttons, whatever the numeric buttons are, we doing that. So we are going to put set numeric on click listener and then semicolon, done. Now, and then we are going to check that set click listener for the operated buttons, and for then we are going to check that equal button or decimal point button also. So before going ahead, we will put that set click listener also on that. So set like operator button is being clicked or not. Okay, operator on click listener. Okay, and then done. Now we are coming from this bracket. So, and we are going to use first our numeric buttons. Okay, so what we are going to do is private void set numeric on click listener bracket, and then we are going to insert method. Now we are going to create a common click listener for all the numeric buttons. So view dot on click listener equals to listener, and then is equals to new view on click listener. So once we have this button available here, click button, we are going to go ahead, and then we are, before that we simply close it here. Now we are going to check the buttons, we are getting the views of that button. So button, and then in that we are going to put, first we import this equals to the bracket button and the view of it, the alias of it, we have defined it here. Okay, cannot resolve the symbol V. We will see that what exactly is that here. Actually we have to put this simple V here. Okay, now we can simply resolve. Now we checking is that text of that button. So we are checking the state is error or not. So if there is no error, so what we are going to do is state error. Okay, if there is no error, we can proceed simply further, and else we will have the another expressions. Okay, so we are going to put if current state is having some error, to replace the error message, what we are going to do is TV output dot set text. Okay, and then whatever the error is coming, okay, so button dot get text, whatever the error is coming, we can simply set it on that the text we have here seen, and then state error to be turning as to be false. After that, if it is not, then whatever the value is there, we can simply put it here. So TV output dot append, we are appending the values, and whatever the value of the button is there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the number you are pressing, we are simply getting the text of it. This is the case when we are checking that if there is any error while pressing the number. Now we are setting some flag for that last numeric button is true. So we have pressed the last numeric button, that has to be true, means we have already pressed the numeric button only. Now going ahead, that we, after coming out from here, we are going to assign the listener for all the listening button, means whatever the numeric buttons are there, we are going to assign the listener in the sense this, we have to check it for every whatever the button press. So there is another method, if you press the use the click method for all, or you can simply make it for one by one. So I am going to use a for loop here, which will help us for identifying all the numeric buttons. So numeric buttons, and then simple, I will put it as find view by ID and then in that I will put it id dot set on click listener, and I will put it as a listener, whatever the listener we have defined it here. So it will help us to get it for all the things. Okay, now we are going to check it that either something has been pressed for the listener operator buttons, like the same way we have done for the list buttons, we are going to do is for the operator buttons. So coming out from your bracket, it's like you can say end of your numeric buttons. We are going to define as private void set operator button listener, and then bracket. We are going to simply do it here, and then we are going to put it as a view dot on click listener, and then again we are putting some listener equals to new view dot on click listener, or then we click on the semicolon over here, and then we are going to check that if the current state is having not means having some error and it does not append the operator, means our funda is that I enter 2 and then after that I enter some other key, so it is appending, not like replacing it. So we are checking that last input number should be some number only, so it is appending the operator. First suppose that 2 multiply by 2, so you are right, first you are entering 2, then you are multiplying the 2, now entering the multiple sign, then it should append it, it should not replace that multiplier operator. So I am going to put if last numeric and not state error, last number is system numeric button and it is not having any error of it, then what we have to do? So then we are going to put it button equals to that button, and we have that view, which view? This view we have to get it, and then semicolon. After that we are going to put TV output dot append, and then we are going to put show the text, whatever the text is there on the button dot get text. In the next stage what we are going to put is the last numeric button has to be set false. We are going to put set as false because we are calculating it. So and the last dot we are setting the reset the dot flag, and then we are going to put it as a last dot is equals to false. The concept behind is putting as last numeric button to be false and last dot to be false, that once we have entered the expression we have to verify that it's properly appending the text values or not. Okay, so now next stage is that we are assigning the listening to operator for all, just like we have done for the numeric button. So for int id colon operator buttons, and then close it here. Then we are going to put find view by id, and then id dot set on click listener on what? The listener of this operator buttons, and then we just leave it here, and then we are going to check it for the after one we are going to check for the decimal points. So find view by id r dot id dot button dot, okay, we are putting the set on click listener. So for this, if there is any dot button, then on click listener, when we pressing that dot button, new view on click listener, and then we have this button. What we are going to check it, if last numeric and state error, whatever the state of it, and not equals to last dot, we are exactly putting as dot section. Okay, so we are just checking that if the last numeric number, whatever the number we have entered, it should be last numeric and there should be no error, and there should be not equals to last dot. So we are checking for the numeric numbers. Then we are going to put it as a TV output dot append, and in that we are going to put it like this, so it will show the dot. And then last numeric buttons, as we have already have to set both these false, so we are going to put it here one will be true and the last dot will be true, because now we are entering some dot, we are doing some decimal calculations in case. Okay, after doing this thing, we are going to use our clear button, means which is that clear button code here. Okay, this section is for your dot button. If we are doing some decimal calculation, then we are going to, if you do not want to do that decimal calculation, you can simply leave it. Then I am going to use the equal button. What it will do actually, it will simply do the coding where we are just simply click on equal, what will happen. Okay, and before equal button we are going to use that concept of clear button. So find view by id r dot id dot button cancel or clear, whatever the name you want to put. Set on click listener new view on click listener, and then we are going to put TV output dot set text. Sorry, here we will just put it as a like dot set text, and then we'll double quote. So it's clearing the text, whatever the text is there, and then reset all other states and flags. So when we clear it, everything should be reset. So last numeric equals to false. We have to clear it, otherwise whenever you want to put the new values, it will have a old value, so it will create a problem for you. So last dot also to be false, and then done. After doing that, we are going to put it our output button. Output button is here. We are going to type like our final view by id r dot id dot button equal dot set on click listener new view on click listener, and then we are going to put that on equal. We are going to define one method here. We'll just simply call this once we press this button. Then we are going to build the logic here for the equal. Actual code actually starts from here, means the calculation will start here. So public void on equal simple, and then void we are using, if you do not know, so because this function is not returning any value. So what we are doing, that if there is any error, nothing we have to do. If the last input is a number, no solution, the solution can be, we can simply find out. So we are doing it simple last numeric and not state error, means there is no error. State error means here there is no error in the number typing or something, whatever the values are. So now we are going to read that expression, like you have written, I'll just do the random calculation. You have written like 2 multiplied by 3, sorry, 2 multiplied by 3. So this expression it will read and it will do the calculation. Okay, so we are going to take it as a string exp. Okay, xp string, okay, equals to TV output dot get text, the text view which we have defined there, dot to string. Okay, and then after doing that, we are going to check the expressions. Expression, okay, expression equals to new expression builder. We are going to build the expression, and this string what we have just now read, we will pass it over here as a parameter dot build semicolon. We are going to calculate this expression whatever the value is coming out. So we are using the try and catch block here, so that if there is any error or something, we can simply catch it here. So try. Now we are going to calculate. We are using the double here. Why? Because user can have a decimal values. So double output equals to expression dot evaluate. Okay, whatever the expression is that, we evaluate it, and then TV output, okay, dot set text. Then we are going to put here the double dot to string output, whatever the output is coming from the string. Okay, is giving this mark because we haven't implemented the catch, so we have to add the simple catch blocks. Okay, now you can simply see. Then I'll just put it as a last dot equals to true. Then we are, if the result is containing the, like if result is having some dot, so in case some error is there, you can either print like this, or you want to print this, or I will not use this. Instead of that, I will use TV output dot set text, and then I'll just put error in calculation, and then state error equals to true, and then last numeric is to be false. So guys, we have done all our coding here. Let's see our application calculation here. So once it will be running, we can simply see that we don't require any other internet or any other facility. That is up to us only. Now the application is being launched. So if I want to use like 5 and into 6, and then I want to equal, then it will come 30.0. Okay, now as you can see, that application started. I have set some text. So what I will do, instead of setting some output text here, I will put it is here hint. I'll just put it Control Alt this, and then put it as a hint. You can decorate these buttons. There are various methods. In my future videos, I will teach you how you can make these buttons look very good and nice. Right now I have just used a simple method, so we can simply see that how our application is working on. And you can see here right now is a hint. I'll just put 8 divided by 2 equals to whatever the value is coming into the 4. If having some dot, you can remove the dot also. Now again I want to put it like 6 into 5, whatever the value. So you can simply click on clear. 7 plus 3 equal 10 plus 5. So that like this the value come. So that's all guys in this video. If you really like my video, please subscribe my channel, and I will bring you more videos with our knowledgeable factor. If you do not understand anything, please write me in the comment and I will explain it to you as you want. So thanks guys for visiting my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.